Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to today's live SEO Q&A session with Mr. Chris Palmer and my good self, sponsored by the lovely press releases by 38 Digital Market, Mr. Randy Roday.
Nice.
So Randy is there. The link is below if you're interested in digital PR and you want press releases. There's packages to suit everyone, and we all need that deliverable for clients anyway. So who doesn't use press releases? If you're not, use the link below. But it's always nice to see Mr. Randy Roday's thing up there. So he is the new one, Chris. So
nice. Did he give you any sweet deals?
Did he give me any sweet deals?
Any coupons or anything?
The deals don't work like that, Chris. It's how much can Randy pay me? But prior to this, prior to Randy jumping on board as a sponsor, I've used Randy, and people have probably seen my face on Randy's website for a number of years on there. So he is genuinely a guy that I do use and have used for a number of years. And I've got some famous stories. I'm not going to release them all on YouTube, but we've done stuff and press releases, all good stuff. But there was one instance where we got into a bit of I'll tell the story, right? I'll tell the story. Whilst, guys, put your questions in the chat. I'll tell the story. SEMrush, we're going. So I'm doing PR, and someone says to me, Craig, the PR needs to be about you. It needs to be like a third party is writing shit about you. That's the way it's supposed to work. So I says to Randy, when you're creating the articles, I need them to be about me, not as if it's me promoting myself. So that's fine. Randy's agreed and all that stuff. So SEMrush, who I used to do a lot of work with in the past, were going on the public stock market. And at the time, they had a lot of legal people looking at their brand and what was out there and all that kind of stuff because they were going on the stock market. So I was invited back to host another webinar series with SEMrush at the time. So I thought, fuck it, Randy, can you do me a PR? Tell people that Craig's coming back to SEMrush to host another thing. So trying to promote stuff and all that kind of stuff. So Randy's done it. And remember that what I've said before, I've asked Randy to write about me as if it's a third party. So if you read that article, it may have looked like it came from SEMrush saying, Craig's back, hosting another webinar on affiliate marketing or whatever it was. Now, that's normally fine, but SEMrush's legal team are on to me.
Oh, they weren't feeling that.
They're like, dude, like, what the fuck? You can't release stuff using our name. Like, how dare you? And I'm like,
how dare you?
Webinar. And Randy had to go back and talk to all the people that he released it to try and dull it down. So there's some good fun stories in there as well. With stuff like that. But yeah, SEMrush were like, dude, it's our legal people. They cannot, they're watching everything like, really down to the fine detail of what's been said online. And then Craig wades in and with his PR campaign saying, I can just picture them in the boardroom, ready to go to the stock market, and then my ugly face comes up. Craig's coming back to the SEMrush webinar. But it was all done with good intentions. But
of course.
It was right? We try a little thing, and sometimes you don't think about the bigger picture. So
you got all those like mention reports, like when they set it up in Google.
So that's just a little fun story, fun fact about Randy. But it was all my fault. To be fair, it was me that instructed it. But TJ Bowman is here. Bishwat Sarkar is also here. Who else is here? Let us know. You're very quiet to begin with. But let us know who's there, what questions you've got. I was talking to Chris on air, off air. We there's Randy there. I was just Randy. I was just telling the SEMrush story there. Just for education, don't weigh in, and do that with such a brand of that ilk. But anyway, I was going to promote our conference in August, the Caesar's Palace, for anyone. The website is not quite ready to show to the public, but we need to get some speakers on there, which I'll speak to you after the show about, Chris. But do you like the new name, Chris? affiliateunfiltered.com.
I like it.
So affiliateunfiltered.com, guys. You will see that only me and Chris are listed on there just now, but we've got a bunch of different top-level speakers and a whole bunch of workshops from some smart guys that are maybe not as well known in the industry. Just to mix things up a little bit, and that will be there in August. So have a look out at the website, guys. Also, let us know if there's anyone you would like to see speaking at the event. We've still got the ability to ask and stuff. But Chris, I was speaking to Holly yesterday. She's a no for the event. She has something already booked for those dates, which I'm gutted about. She's like, I could maybe try and fly in for the day. And I'm like, Holly, don't stress. Like, she's had something booked for a year. But unfortunately, Holly is not going to be at that one. It's a bit of a gutter, but all in due course, people will have other top-level people. And maybe we can get Holly for the next one.
Yeah, that would be good.
But on to the questions, folks. Unisova. I'm seeing a lot of hacked sites either ranking with fake pages or putting in links for backlinks to power up their sites, normally ranking for low competition brand keywords. How do you deal with that? It's probably Chris that's doing it to be.
Or putting links power up their sites, normally ranking for low comp brand keywords. How do you deal with that? Well, you'll see those types of sites pop in and pop out. I mean, how long are they going to be there? I mean, how do you combat it? You don't. I mean, you're always going to have people trying to take a run at the SERPs that you're trying to compete in. So build up the authority on your own site. Don't worry about them. They're going to pop in and pop out. They won't be there long, 90 days. Some of them might be a little quicker and stay on longer, but usually they're only there about 90 days. So don't stress yourself. Build the authority on your own site. Don't look at what they're doing and think that that's what you need to do. Build a bunch of low quality. Just keep cranking out content, supporting content, building your internal links, and building authority to the site. You'll be a winner. And then they could fight over position 5, 6, and 7 while you're up there.
This widget. What types of link building should I do for a GMB?
I think it can be relatively helpful to build links to the products. I think it's good to also share and or build out links to the reviews that you're generating. The product pop out, your share link, anything that's naturally able to go and acquire is really good to share out, aka build links to, right? So anything that you can get to naturally. So the actual Google link, the product link, the review links are really, really good. The posts can be helpful. Yep. If you're going to do posts, though, I made multiple videos on this. Just make sure you're updating the post, but keep the URL. So that way you could build equity into the profile. All right.
Not the CID URL or any of the other hooky stuff that you read out there.
Nah.
Not a natural thing you could ever do.
Yeah.
No one builds links to that.
Yeah. Don't build links to stuff that only an SEO person would know. That's it.
Heinrich LaRue. Good to see you, Heinrich.
Good to see you.
Guy. Also added me in LinkedIn today, Heinrich. So thanks for that. Hi, Himt. Hope you're well. Chat Chippy T. For GMB reviews, did you try review gating software?
I don't know what review gating software is. I don't know. I have a husband and wife team that are very good at reviews. I don't know what review gating software is. Enlighten me, Craig.
So review gating refers to the process where companies send a message to customers asking if their experience was positive or negative. For those who indicate they had a positive experience, they are directed to leave an online review. So basically trying to push people towards leaving you a positive review. Well, I tell you an even better one than that. When I was leaving Dubai, I was in this hotel. I'm not going to name it because it's not fair to do that. Now, this hotel, lovely hotel, but it gets a bad reputation. When you're checking out, the person's like, can I see your booking.com? So they take your phone and they leave themselves a fucking review. Dude, I swear to God, they fucking take your phone and leave themselves a review. What a great place to stay. Boom. And you're like, dude, what the fuck? I don't even know why. I thought they needed like a code or something off of the booking.com app. But yeah, so
that's fun.
Different from review gating. But Chris, what about review gating? Do you force people over to leave reviews?
Force? No.
Encourage.
Some of the clients, like I work with a couple law firms, and they have something set up like after they have like some type of consultation or any type of meet, when they send out like follow-up emails and stuff, they'll always not ask for it, but it's one of the options, of course. I always ask for a review, like, hey, if you enjoyed our consultation today, please leave a review here. But no, I'm not using any special software.
Do you just use like maybe the URL, maybe give it to them? Because I know people are dumb as shit in a lot of cases and can't fucking understand how to leave it. So do you even leave them a link? Because
100%. Yep, right here. Exactly. Make it as easy as possible.
There is a Chrome extension called GatherUp, gatherup.com, which allows you to grab the URL, which you can drop onto someone to leave that review. So that would be the one I would use. But in terms of review gating software, I'm assuming that's a whole automated sequence of pushing people to that URL. But Biswat, what are the benefits of local business schemes and schema for service pages? So I'm assuming it's local business schema and schema for service pages. What are the benefits, Chris?
Well, I think with the recent updates, like these past couple of updates, I think it's very, very, very important to establish the overall entity of the page. Like name the page, name the organization. What kind of page is it? Is it an article? Is it a blog post? Is it a service page? Is it a how-to? Is there a fax? I think it's becoming increasingly important, definitely within local, to at least name the entity of the page and the organization of where the content came from. So the benefits are indexation, keeping the pages indexed. And what I'm seeing, at least in the SERPs I'm in, I think there's a ranking advantage. I didn't used to feel that way, but now I think it's very important.
I would agree with Chris there. Chris, I've got something else that I'm going to be testing next week if I go to Austin. So I just wanted to get your feedback on it. I asked Brad Maybury for his yesterday. So I have a friend who grabbed an expired domain name, which has a GMB attached to it.
Okay.
Now, what the person's done is repurposed the website. They've got their own new phone number on the website. The GMB's already been verified, so all she can do is suggest an edit. Now, that phone number, she's got the website. The phone number needs to change to the new phone number that we've got for it. So she suggested an edit. Now, the phone number's on the fucking website. She is going to do some more citations with the new phone number on it.
Yep.
I am physically going to go outside there because it so happens to be in Austin next week. So I'm physically going to go out there with a bunch of phones to suggest some edits. What do you think are the chances of that being successful are?
Depending on the age and the quality of the accounts, the suggestions are coming from. I think it could happen. What I think could be better is, does she have access to the back end of that GBP? No way, right? Yeah, of course not. She would just change it.
Yeah.
I think depending on the age and the quality of the account suggested in the edit, you could have a high probability. But it's in Austin, so it seems as though like making those edits in there is a lot easier in lower visited areas.
Is Austin a big ass area? Yeah.
Yeah. It's a busy area. It's a city.
So, excuse my ignorance for any Americans. I've never been before, so I have no idea whether Austin's a little village or a fucking big city. So, yeah, I'll try it though. That's my test for next week. And one of those suggested accounts is going to be my own personal one, which hopefully carries a bit of weight and authority and history. So we shall see. We'll see how it goes. Anyway, Unisova, what is your experience with link inversion? How reliable is it to use a higher authority site with duplicate content to replace sites in a SERP? So link inversion, have you heard of that term?
I have not. No. Link inversion. Link inversion. I'm going to look it up. Link inversion. Link inversion, the least known major ranking factor. D. Petrovic. This guy comes out with some cool stuff every now and again.
Dan Petrovic.
Yep.
He was the first guy to come out with CTR, by the way, in 2009.
Mm.
I don't know. He's the first guy I've ever seen speaking about CTR. Smart guy.
So I didn't read that article. I don't know what the exact, do you know what the exact definition of that particular phrase is? Link inversion. Do you know what the definition is off the top of your head?
No.
Yeah.
Talking about and stuff on here. There are multiple instances of the same document on the web. The highest authority URL becomes the canonical version. The rest are considered duplicates. Inbound links pointing towards duplicates are inverted towards the canonical URL. This is called link inversion. So
you have a high authority page that you optimize for a particular keyword because it's the most authoritative, and then you point all of the lesser valued pages to that page, and that's called link inversion.
Yeah.
Okay, so, and then the question is, how important do I think it is to having a higher authority site with duplicate content to replace the sites in the SERP? Well, you're asking about link inversion. You answered your own question. I would say that it's very important. You want the most authoritative site. Now, I don't know about all this though, so that's not my term, but that's just generally if we have a bunch of pages that are fighting with each other on a website, and I'm looking inside a search console looking at queries, and I could see that this page and the silo page are fighting for the same keywords, right? But this one has more authority, right? And this one's higher up, closer to the root. I'm going to canonicalize this over to here. Definitely. 1,000%. So it just makes sense. I think the authority is very important.
Hopefully that helps you, Unisova.
Hopefully it helps.
Heinrich, do you guys believe in organic outreach for backlinks? It's a pain in the ass for me, and the results are poor from the outreach to link gain. What are your thoughts regarding this? I still believe in buy. So, Chris, do you sit there and do outreach to people blindly, cold outreach?
I have tried it. It's not at the top of my list of favorite things to do. I can assure you of that. So yeah, do I believe in it? Sure, but that's a job all in itself. I think there's already been multiple lists acquired of sites that have already been outreached to, that are already, by the time you get to them, they're like, oh no, I'm covered. Because if they're selling, they're already selling. I'm assuming.
I think if you're cold reaching, the response is going to be very low, because I get people every day of the week reaching out to me. Can I get a placement? Can I get a placement? It's just Ben. It's never getting a response. Like, if I was selling, then happy days. I'd maybe take your money, but It depends who you're hitting with those messages. But I think the response rate is low because people have been doing it for years, and it's just annoying more than anything. So I think,
Absolutely.
I think you need to think about it slightly differently and attack it from a different angle. But yeah. But Prussian Prince, should we add address for the affiliate website as in local?
I've seen it done both ways to success. The cold therapy guy, they built up okay, here's where the manufacturer is. This is where storage is. Yeah, they associated addresses. But I've also seen one-page product sites. They didn't have an address or anything like that. They had emails, contact information, phone numbers, but they didn't list an address, and they did very well. So I think if you have it available to build out the entity of your business, it's going to be helpful overall. Yes. If you can add it, add it. That's what I think. What do you think, Craig?
I think it's an important trust signal in terms of having it there. Is it the be all and end all? No, but I'd rather have it than not, just for the trust signal type of thing. Even for me, I'll give you a story. Now, it's not quite related to an affiliate website in local, but when I first started out, I had a website and I had a mobile number on it. I had a contact form, that was it. Now, the website didn't convert. No one was fucking sending me leads at all. And someone, because I was only a young guy at the time, I didn't know shit. And a guy says to me, Craig, it's the most unprofessional thing. Like, we want to see a landline or something on there, and we want to see an address. Now, believe it or not, the minute that I actually bought an 0800 number at the time and forwarded that onto my mobile, I bought a mailing address in Glasgow city centre, and boom, the leads started coming in. I looked like a trusted source. Now, I'm not saying that's a Google thing at all. People looking at a website that doesn't have any kind of contact details is an instant. For me as well, if I see a website and there's no address or nothing on it, I ain't buying shit from that. That I don't care. Now, is it hugely important from an affiliate perspective? No, because the person's forwarded on to Amazon. But in my head, if I'm on a website that's hiding stuff or doesn't look legit, I'm off. So I think that trust element is important. Just for psychopaths like me who look at these things. Unisova, there is a restaurant near my place giving free ice creams out for dessert if you leave a review. Highest rated restaurant in the country for years. The food is just fine. Elbow cough. Whatever you need to do. Have you ever offered anyone a bribe, Chris, for a review?
Yes.
Yeah. What did you offer it? Or you don't have to share, of course, but
just recently somebody had really good results with a particular a couple of links, and I'm like, hey, could you take some screenshots, show the keywords, show what you got, and give a review, and I'll give you a free link. Take some screenshots, show what you did, show the links you got, and I'll give you another free one of the same quality. Yeah, I thought that was
Why the hell not? Win-win, right?
Yep, because it was really extraordinary, and it was a hard term. I thought it was pretty cool.
Bishwat, what are the best strategies to get ranked on near me keywords?
Near me keywords. I generally really like to include the near me in the lead H2. You generally start picking up impressions relatively quickly once it's inside of that lead H2, also too inside of the body text. And then inside of, when you're marking up your schema types and you're putting in the disambiguation, the description, disambiguation article, I like to increase the amount of primary keywords, words like near me, inside of those sections. That's usually the best.
There you go. Have it on a plate. NVDH. What CTR program is working for GMB rankings? So CTR, GMBs, Chris? Are you using a program, or how are you doing it?
Well, right now I'm working with Ian. We're running Agency Assassin. And as long as the business owner, I mean, we'll take on service area businesses now, but really I'm looking for business owners that for the keywords that they want to increase ranking, they're already in the top 20. So yeah, I mean, as long as you're already in the top 20, you're getting brand traffic and you're a brick and mortar business showing an address, Agency Assassin works very well. And I'm offering managed Agency Assassin accounts for cheaper than you can go and buy them for. So,
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice. I'm going to have a word with Ian. I want some of that shit. Nah, I'm like,
yeah. Well, I had to buy 200.
Oh, man. But nah, Ian's a solid dude.
Definitely. Super cool guy.
All I'll ever say about Ian is he's as honest as the day is long. Like, Ian, when I first met him, was like, and I had tried Agency Assassin a year ago or whatever it might have been. And he's like, yeah, dude, it wasn't working quite well at that time because Google done that. The guy held his hands up and said, yeah, it didn't work well for a couple of months. But we've now implemented this, we've now implemented this, we've now implemented this. So I think, anything when it comes to GMBs and CTR, things work for a period of time, then they no longer work. Now, the point in me saying this is I've been ignorant. When you try something that doesn't work, you just never touch it again. But when it comes to CTR and programs and stuff, I think it's important to visit these things because the guys behind them are constantly changing shit and doing different things. And once you understand the mechanics of what goes on behind that and the costs and the servers and everything else, he's trying his hardest to put on the best possible service. So big up to old Agency Assassin. Hopefully bump into him next week. I think I don't know if it's Mastermind he's going to or spring training. Can't remember, but he's going to be at one or the other. So
I think I'm gonna see too if he'll come to Vegas too.
Yeah,
see what he has to say.
Why the hell not?
He's got some juicy data. He doesn't never want to share it with me, but I always try to get it like, hey, you have all those accounts. Can't you just share a little bit of information? Like, is there any tips? Is there anything you see? He lets on to a couple things, but yeah, we'll see if we can make him come off stuff for the conference.
If you were in his shoes, Chris, would you be giving that up?
No way. No.
Exactly, man. Exactly. But keep pushing him.
Oh, yeah.
Why the hell not?
I have to try.
Aaron Semenov. Chris looks like Jesus floating in the sky over there. Yeah, Chris, what the fuck happened to the TV going up in the background? The
well, nothing really happened, but I started to liquidate all of the stock that I had here. I don't know. You saw those on TikTok. I started liquidating this stuff. Just I never I didn't finish building the room yet. Yeah, I started liquidating the stuff and just time. That's all. I still have it.
Before, I've got this screen, I'm going to put it up and I'm going to do all this shit. We're like 3 months in. How long have you had that screen for?
I've had it about a month.
No, dude, it's been longer than a month. Come on, man.
No, I think I've had it about a month. I had the initial one. It was 65 inches, but I had to send it back because it didn't fit on the stand.
Ah, right.
So it's probably been longer. Yeah, but I've had this actual set up probably about a month. Yeah. Yep. For
fuck's sake.
Yeah.
I just want to see it all in action.
Yeah. I even got the new card, the 4K card. Yeah.
Nice.
Dude, it's been busy, bro. Like fucking crazy, man. I'm trying to win. Yeah, the board has definitely been pushed to the side. I'm sorry. The room. Yeah.
Because then when someone asks a question, you can just be like, yeah, do this, fucking touch it and all that stuff.
That's what I'm hoping. That's what I'm dreaming.
Yeah.
Little Chris and I played with it a little bit.
Dude, it's not a toy. Come on, this is an expensive piece of equipment.
But it makes a cool toy. You should have saw him. You can make the little faces, and then you can go like this, and then you can grab, say say I go online and I grab a picture. Let's say it's this blue background. I could circle like this, add it over here, and it'll fill in for me. That's crazy. And then I could spin it, and then it'll start moving. Dude, it is a cool toy.
But anyway, back to the questions. Guys, keep the questions coming. Did you try AI-generated content for local business service pages or blogs? You churning out any AI stuff on this, Chris?
I mean, I have a project. Yeah, I have 7 sites that I'm testing that out. All the different AI generators, spinners, paraphrasers. Yeah, I have lots of stuff. But the stuff that's actually making us dollars, stuff for clients, the stuff that I'm actually making money on, is not pure AI generated. It might be assisted, like a word tune, maybe something along these lines. But it's generally going to be taken, spun, AI paraphrased, and then re-optimized. So that way, like if you check any of the checkers, it's coming back 99, 94% predictability, stuff like that. Yeah. Like it's not copy paste. I'm not going to like ZimWriter and cranking out an article and pasting it up. No. No. I tried that. It just doesn't perform how I want it to. Low competition, yeah. But like DC personal injury lawyer, nah, that ain't gonna work.
No. Fuck. Honestly, I can't shake off this COVID cough. Apologies if it's annoying anyone. Crypto Cobra. I have a really good page speed insight score on the homepage, but an individual post, the web vital score is a bit lower. I'm using WP Rocket and Perf Matters. Any tips, Chris?
So the page speed, okay. Well, when you're running that scan, if you go below, like let's take away the actual scoring mechanism, go down to the bottom and see, well, what's holding up the page? Like what's holding up the page? Is it the fonts? Is it JS? What is it? And then start optimizing based on what's actually holding up the page. What's holding up the page, bro? Is it the images? Do you need a CDN? Is it a server configuration? Is it JS? Do I need to, right? So go and figure that out, and that'll improve it. And there's lots of dudes out there like on Upwork and on Fiverr for 100. Like that's what I do. So it's $120. You grab that, all the technical stuff that will take you like hours to figure out, oh, how do you do this? How do I optimize this? How do I change the plugin? For $120, they'll go in there and it'll take care of everything for you. Yeah. That's what I would do. That's my recommendation, my friend.
Hopefully that helps you. Chat GPT. You guys use Chat GPT-4 yet? Are you playing around with it yet?
Yeah, I messed around with it, but I really like, I thought it was a little bit slower. I'm very, very happy with just DaVinci 3.
I think the speed of it is quite irritating. It's obviously significantly slower. And I think, what is it, 25 a day you can crank out on GPT-4. It's fairly limited in terms of what you can crank out until it picks up speed. I mean, I played around with it, and yes, it's accurate and better and all that kind of stuff, but until it's
speed,
the speed thing's important for me, man.
Very important.
I think
it's everything.
I seen a guy yesterday saying that he could write faster than fucking Chat GPT-4. Aaron Semenov's given a good tip here, though. GPT-4 is way faster in playground mode, so that might be a little tip that gets that speed going, Chris. So I don't normally use it through playground. I normally just use it and what I would consider to be the normal mode, just get in through the normal mode one, but I also use the AI PRM Chrome extension as well, which is solid. So
Wait, you like that over ZimWriter?
Yeah.
Wait, you like the AI PRM over ZimWriter?
I'm not saying over ZimWriter. ZimWriter's a good tool. AI PRM in terms of the prompts and stuff that it's got is solid, mate. Solid as fuck. You know, for me, ZimWriter, if you want 4,500 words, go into ZimWriter, it will churn it out, you know, and it's big long form content. Obviously, the problem you've got with ChatGPT is it doesn't give you substantial length without giving it continued prompts. But I've also played around with another one, another tool out there called Koala Writer, and that seems to churn out stuff in a decent, substantial length, like with nice subheadings and all that kind of stuff, and it creates the content structure before it creates the content, so you can tweak the subheaders and stuff, remove some and move them around and all that stuff. So it's you know, I'm not dismissing any tool. You know, I think ZimWriter does a great job, but it's how, you know, do you really need 4,000 word articles? You know, so ZimWriter probably shits out too much. ChatGPT shits out too little. So, you know, this Koala thing seems to be shitting out something in between. But I'm still playing around like everyone else. It's just a case of playing around and seeing what we can do and how fast we can do it.
Who's got the best bulk article AI article generator, do you think?
Bulk?
Like, say I want to crank out 100 articles that are like, it's not money content, but it's going on a site. Like, is there anything that you know of that's not one at a time?
Nah, not that I've played with it that I would be able to recommend and say I put my name behind that. Nothing. Nah.
Fair enough.
You know, and the reason that I'm doing that is I'm just conscious. If I was to drop a name there of something that I think's okay, and people go and pile in and buy it, and then they turn around and go, "Craig, that's a piece of shit." So, you know,
I've had that happen before. You're like, "Hey, this is kind of cool," and then they come back and say, "Man, that sucked." I'm like, "Well, it's not like, you know." I didn't like say, "Hey, click the link."
So I'm always conscious because I think at this stage there's new tools coming out every other day, and you know, in my private mastermind, we've actually got a tools chat, and the guys every fucking day just new one every day, and you're just like, guys, fuck. You know, it was one of them that put me onto the Koala Writer thing. So we're all just playing around now, and hopefully in a couple of months' time, we'll have something a bit more settled that we can actually say, you know, here is the real process.
Here's the stuff. Yep.
It's changing every other day for me. You're just like, whoa, you know, let's play with this one. So, so there you go. But hopefully that answers your question, Chat Chippy T. For local SEO, currently I am doing citations, directories, Web 2.0, guest posts, social bookmarking, profile backlinks. Is there any other backlinks he should be going for local?
Well, where are you pointing all this stuff? Is this going to the website or to the actual GBP? And then social bookmarking and profile backlinks, that's generally a hard pass. Citations, yes. Directories, sure. Paid, I don't see paid citations or directories or niche specific paid. That's generally always going to be a winner. Data aggregation submission, that's a winner. So the paid citations, niche specific paid citations. So that way you get the top lists, right? Like on Yelp or on Expertise. The other piece is data aggregation. Then after that, what I would be looking for, something I didn't see there, was no follows. Get high authoritative no follow comment links or anything that's authoritative no follow pointing to the GBP asset or to the main page. Figure out what the winners have. I don't know how competitive your market is, but take a look at the real winners, like for the national terms. I know you're probably going for specific cities, but look at the national terms. Like say you're Plumber Houston, just go look at Plumber, right? Plumber company, and go and see the winners. Like what's the ratio? Try to get those. Try to get those. It'll be helpful for you.
He's also went on to ask, what do you recommend for websites and GBP? So,
yep, the paid aggregation submission, niche specific, niche directories, and then some no follow links. Yes.
Hopefully that helps you. Biswat. Unisova, great question. Can you share the most difficult project or niche that you've worked on in your career? What challenges did you face? Any that's just spring to mind? Like I've got one that springs to my mind, Chris, and I'll give you the reason why first, and then you can think about yours. I entered the e-cigarette niche, which this was back in like 2015 or 2016, whenever it was, and it was the latest craze, vaping, e-cigarettes, all that shit. And I'm like, whoa, the fucking search volume's crazy. Let's fucking pile in. So I've went away, done all the SEO, done all this fucking stuff. Now, it was solid as hell. However, PayPal were the only people that would take payments because it's nicotine. You can't do paid ads, on Google AdWords or social media. So the reason that I say that is I jumped in two-footed based on SEO search volume and dived two-footed into this niche thinking that was me. This was the niche for me. And what I didn't contemplate was the kind of legalities in terms of I couldn't do paid ads. I couldn't do anything like that. PayPal were the only people that were prepared to take payments and all that kind of stuff. So whilst the niche, I wouldn't say is the most difficult in terms of SEO competition, it's probably the one that's been the most frustrating because it's like trying to build a business with your hands tied behind your back, with all these kind of legal constraints and stuff like that. So that was a niche that I felt, I could have thought more about it and done the research properly. And that one always sticks to my head. So not the most difficult in terms of SEO competition, but challenges. We were faced with challenges all over the place. And there's more to that story. The drop shipper was a douchebag that was doing this stuff in the fucking kitchen. We just assumed it was a professional and all this. There were so many challenges, but that's the crux of the story for me in terms of a difficult project. But have you came across any niches or something where you'd be like, fuck, that was a pain in the ass?
Well, I like that word that you utilized, challenges. I think because I've gone into very competitive markets, and as long as they have the budget, you're able to succeed, right? Because you can implement the team because they're paid for to execute on the plan, right? The content strategy, the link building strategy. Okay, we're going to do social. All right, we're going to start, right? Like you can build out the plan. Where I have found the most challenges or stuff to be the hardest is building out the personal brand. Building out the personal brand while growing a business and growing other businesses, and they come in their high competition. I think that has been the hardest thing. Yeah. You're trying to build a personal brand and you need to do all of the different elements that go into that. On top of that, you're in business, right? So I have to do business. I'm growing other people's businesses. That's been, because your stuff always is secondary to everyone else's.
Yeah.
Right. So I think that's the toughest so far. Plus SEO niche is kind of tough. So not only is it hard, but I can't allocate the time or the resource that I would like to.
So hopefully that gives you some food for thought. Unisova.
Yeah.
AI PRM is so solid for the prompts. It says Randy. Love that new picture, Randy. Looks pretty neat.
Oh, yeah.
What is the best AI writing tool that you would recommend? I mentioned a few earlier, like a couple of minutes ago. Koala Writer, Zim Writer. Chat GPT. But Chris, is there any other weird, quirky ones that we maybe don't know of that you can?
I mean, they change every single day. I mean, I still like utilizing Raiku with just flat out OpenAI and create our own little model based upon the niche. I think that's still the best way to go. Grab the content that's winning, feed it in, train the model, spit out the content. Done. Zimwriter, that AI RPM. No, we talked about them all. That qual is new to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's another one too for cranking out the bulk, but it's kind of like what you said. I don't want to say it because it does do the bulk. Like it'll spit out 1,000 articles, but are they the highest quality? Not really.
Wait a second. What the fuck was that one called? I know what that one's called that you just mentioned. I'm just trying to see if I've got the name of it written down. I tried one the other night, and I think that's the one that cranks out the bulk. And it takes about 30 minutes to do it, Chris. Would I be right? If you do it?
Yeah, I would say it. Well, it's relatively quick, but yeah, probably about 20, 30 minutes. That sounds right.
I think I was messing around with that the other night. I seen someone else talking about it on social media, and I'm like, yeah, fuck yeah, I'm going to try it. Yeah, I'm not going to mention the name publicly.
Yeah, because I use their tool sets for other projects, and I don't want to give it up. They do have an AI writer, but I utilize their tool set for entirely something else.
But there's a few there. Biswadget.
That Cyber's pretty cool. It's Indicator. Made a little video on that.
Nice.
It's pretty cool. Yeah. I had a bunch of comments like, can we get in trouble for this? I was like, use at your own risk, period.
All just education. But live F1 fan talking about getting into trouble. He saw a tech YouTuber with 2 million subscribers talk about the algorithm update in 2021, which is causing videos not to get suggested. I was surprised he mentioned that there are people knows who are view botting just to keep the numbers up.
Okay.
Nice. But yeah, I think what I would say to live F1 fan and anyone else, Holly Starks presented at Shanghai SEO 2017. She spoke a bit about a YouTube strategy that she was utilizing. She left the conference, flew home. By the time she landed back in America, tens of thousands of accounts were down, gone, bang. So just be careful what you say, when you say it, where you say it, because there's always someone watching. So yeah,
that's a fact.
Cat Got says Crypto Cobra. Hi, Adil Ahmed. Good to see you, mate. The guy mentioned how people are less likely to view videos in the subscription box and will only watch what is in the homepage. But in my opinion, I think people prefer to watch YouTube Shorts and TikTok. Got to try them all. YouTube Shorts.
Well, Facebook just shut that off.
Did they?
Do you think it's because they weren't acquiring enough share and like YouTube has it and TikTok has it? Or do you think because it just isn't worth it? It could be any number of reasons, really.
We just don't know the answer to that unless we get the bold man on for a session. And
I'll call Zuck and see if we could get him on.
Oprah says GPT is an amazing tool. If you break down and write headings of what you need to be in that page and let OpenAI answer the headings and edit it with Grammarly, it works. So good way of doing it, Crypto, doing it in small chunks.
I don't like that. With the AI, though, I don't like it to make the headers because that's like one of the most important things. I like to grab what's working.
Yeah.
Copy the headers and then let it fill out the text.
I
Yeah,
think
don't like
people would argue all day on that, their way, their own secret formula, grab what works, or no,
Yeah.
let's do it. No, I fucking got to do research on it.
Yeah. I just like Google Decide.
So I think that one, that's where your own secret formula has to come into play.
Hi, Craig, it says.
So thanks for sharing, Usanova. I found you before Matt Diggity, so I think you're doing great, Chris. Haha.
Awesome. Matt's great. I like Matt.
Matt's over your way just now, actually. I've seen him in the Grand Canyon. I think he's over in America with his family. So yeah. He is a great guy, offers a lot of value to the community. And certainly someone I've picked up stuff from over the years. So top bloke. Writer is an okay one. Writer, I tell you what, Writer was good for the headings, just given the outline. I liked it very much for that. Crypto Cobra says if you're building an email list, OpenAI is great at creating a free giveaway.
There you go.
Hi, Pedrag. Hope you're well. This Wadgets. What are the strategies I should follow? Expanding the ranking radius for map for GBP. So what strategy should they follow for expanding that radius out, Chris?
In a short condensed version, it's letting Google know that you operate in an expanded area. So do you have those location pages? Do you talk about that service plus location on the website? And is it easily navigational from the homepage, right? Can you get to those pages easily, right? So that's the first thing. We need to have those pages. The second thing is, am I receiving clicks and traffic from people in those areas looking for those services? So clicks and traffic from the areas that you want to expand to. And then on top of that, do I have the pages to back that up? Like, do I how would Google know that you operate 15 miles away if you don't have something talking about that? So create the pages and then generate the clicks and traffic. And then on top of that, if you really, really want to put the cherry on top, I think also getting customer reviews from that area that say, hey, I'm talking about a service plus location. And when they leave it, they're in that geolocation. That's probably the best way to get that GBP to expand proximity.
So I'm going to ask a question just to dig a little bit deeper for other people. Is there a way to spoof that location?
Yes, definitely.
The only reason I'm saying that is someone will say, dude, I'm fucking doing a GMB in Austin. How the fuck can I possibly do that? So there is the ability to spoof it. I know our mutual friend, Mr. Slorence, likes a bit of that stuff. So I just throw that in as a little nugget there. So you do have the ability, but that's all I'm going to say. I don't want to go too deep.
Mark's a fun guy. He'll say stuff. Like when I first met him, I thought he was like brand new, but then like when I talk to him, he'll say stuff that's like super clever. Like he's given me at least, I can name off definitely 2 golden nuggets that are like pure gold since I've met him.
Mark, he comes from an IT background anyway. Obviously, he's not the most experienced SEO in the world, but I think he's got a sharp brain and thinks differently, which I think is a great skill to have in the SEO world. So he's a bit wacky with the way he thinks, stuff that he tries, and you see him cutting about with all this shit, and you're just like, dude, what the fuck are you doing? But just tries shit and blows shit up, and I think for me, that's a great mindset to have as an SEO. You've just got to go with the flow, and I'm pretty sure he would say himself he's made many mistakes as well and fucked things up, but he will not stop. He will keep trying until he gets to it. So I don't know if that's his IT background or just the way he's wired up, but or a bit of both. But he certainly possesses a lot of the traits. So even though he's inexperienced, I think he's fairly advanced with that IT background because, you know, he can throw website. He can do more than most other SEOs, to be fair. But don't tell him I said that. Just tell him he's younger. His ego gets a bit out of hand, and we need to keep him back down. So, yeah. No doubt someone will snip that little bit and send it to him. But hey, live F1 fan. Also, a proper black hat method went viral of using Google Ads to tank competitors' video. Have you seen that video? No?
No.
Share a link.
Haven't seen it. Yeah, give us that link.
Yeah. Be interested in seeing what's in there. Crypto Cobra says you're not getting OpenAI to figure the heading, but write content below each heading. So yes, that is. I've got a friend, Crypto Cobra, and that's all he does is he does his own headings and he gets OpenAI to just do little chunks. So that, I mean, it's a slower process. We all want that push button where it does the whole fucking lot for us.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think you've just got to.
The most important things on the page, though. I mean, I want to make sure, let it spit out the bulk. That's the part that I hate. But crafting the headers, I think it's important. Making sure the title and the headers are on point is key. Spit out the content and then go back and figure out, okay, well, what entities am I missing? What LSI am I missing? What variations am I missing? Done. But teach their own.
Just taking a note. And I'll have a look at that later. Thank you, Live F1 fan. But yeah, I'll have a look at that. And I think the fact that someone like Spiffing Brit has put that out there, any potential loophole that was there will well and truly, utterly be patched by now. So
he's got a big channel.
Yeah.
He always comes out with the cool stuff. I wonder where he's like, how does he always come off with this stuff?
Some people are just good with that shit, man. Just good doing it.
He's the one that had the premium members, and then you download, and then it spikes it's crazy. Yeah. How does he come off with this stuff? Is he just sitting in his room, just playing with stuff?
It's mental. But guys, we have 2 minutes 15 seconds left, so give us any last minute questions.
Lightning round.
And maybe that's why he did it. He wanted it patched. So yes, potentially fruit bat cat. So I tell you one. So I had a GMB, and the old hack that was in there, Chris, where you would suggest an edit and change the opening date to a date in the future, which would basically make your GMB disappear. I reported that one to Google because someone was doing that to mine every day. And I'm just like, fuck this. Someone was just goofing with me, but I'm like, nah, fuck this. That one needs to be patched. That's not on. That's just a disgrace of a loophole. So I'm like, yep. Here you go. And I don't normally report things like that, but someone kept coming at me with it. So I'm like, fuck this. I want this shit patched. And maybe Spiffing Brit, someone's been doing that shit to his videos, and he's like, fuck it, let's get that cleared up. So yeah.
Why not?
But Live F1 fan knows another way without Google Ads, but you need multiple devices. Can't reveal more. He's a tease. He is a tease. But last question of the day from Biswadget Sarkar. Should I put exact match keyword on meta title or a meaningful sentence for better CTR?
The meta title, I would make sure that meta title, Google, depending upon intent, is going to choose whatever they want. So what I would do with that meta title is definitely front load the primary keyword. And then if you want to add a little something to catch the eye at the end, like a variation of the keyword or an entity type keyword at the end, go for it. But I would make sure that you're getting your primary in there. It's literally the most important place to have your keyword on the page. So get the keyword in there.
Title is and always has been a very, very powerful thing. So
yeah.
So there you go. But on that note, guys, we are out of time. Do check out sponsored by Press Releases 38 Digital Market. The link is below. Randy Roday's digital PR service. And yeah, get what you need on there. There's a various different packages and stuff like that available. So check that out. Also, check out Mr. Palmer's SEO channel.
Yes.
Chris Palmer SEO, sorry. Just put that into YouTube. Put it into Google. You'll find them somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
I think if you want more videos and all these kind of weird things that Chris gets up to, then his channel is still one of the most solid ones out there, other than mine, of course, for stuff. But nah, Chris does way more in his than I do. I've got historic videos, but Chris is still regularly pumping them out like an animal. So check it out, guys, over there. And we will catch you at the same time next week, everyone.
See you next week. Thanks, Craig. Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.